This is the first semi-final, guys. Welcome back to the Peri Nineball Open. Feliciano won the leg. He will be breaking. This is an all-Filipino battle. JJ, what a break this is, by the way, to start off our first semi-final.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't know a whole lot about Feliciano. Of course, a big finish at Sharks earlier this year in a huge field, tough field. Lost in the final to Ko Ping Chung. Now in a great position here on the pink four. Well, he's got to want that to slow down a little bit. And an early mistake drawing the cue ball.
Yeah, and we'll get to see this quite a bit in this match. Very loose cue action, very fluent. Clearly a very talented pool player as well.
Yeah, the Philippines is just amazing because, you know, we talked about the youngsters here this week we didn't know from the Philippines, but Feliciano, don't know his age for sure, but I'm guessing mid-30s. I'll tell you, though, the way the World Nineball Tour has hit the scene, you got to believe it's bringing some players back out. Oh, this 5 goes down in the lower left corner. A little shocked he's shooting the combination. Maybe that has something to do with the 7.
Because he come round and had the look, so. Getting rid of this 8 ball frees the pocket up.
Yeah, and it could have been an more awkward combination on the 7-8 than certainly the 5-8. James likes to come 2 rails on this type of shot. Just a little. He could pull it out 1 rail. It's more of the safer play. It just depends on how the 5's sitting on that corner pocket.
Yeah, our other semi-final is also underway. Fedor Gorst is playing Anton Raga, Battle of the Young Guns, 2 of the youngest superstars on the tour. Match is available on the Vietnam Billiard Promotion Facebook page. We're obviously bringing you comms live from our YouTube channel. It was Feliciano who had the first opportunity after a great break and a wonderful split. A really kind split in rack 1. But it's James Aranas who takes the opener. 2 really, really good matches here if you're an avid pool fan. And of course, it all sets up nicely today. We've got the semi-finals and the final.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up because you and I, of course, went across town this morning for the press conference, and the venue looks awesome. Of course, the Vietnamese people and fans and all the organizers have done a great job, along with Matchroom, and coming back to the Peri Pool Arena here for the finish of the Peri Open. You and I saw a huge line, some hour and a half maybe, before these semifinals were even to start. Now James, who I think we discussed, really not limited in any way, but did have a few problems in the last 2 matches with some dry breaks. Cue ball on a huge scratch, but tell you what, just a quick glance at the red 3, which is the next ball after the 1. Gonna have to play a nice shot, either play for a combination, which you doubt. Just kind of wondering what's he going to do with ball in hand? I don't know. The cross-side bank, very playable by the 6. With ball in hand, you should be able to get in a nice position for that. So this combination, very playable as well.
This needs to bounce. Oh, this is too difficult now.
Yeah, a lot of cut on this red 3, and looks like he really can't hold the ball. So if he does decide to play the combination, he's got to come with a little speed to go the rail and over, I believe, anyways.
Is in 2 racks. First rack chance, but at this level, you're going to be getting.
Yeah, absolutely. An awful kiss on the break there. Surrendered ball in hand, but I don't know. I may have really thought about the cross-side bank on the 3 with easy position on the pink 4 and ball in hand on the 1 to get in that position on the bank. Players were here fairly early to practice. And from what I've seen, of course, we couldn't watch all the matches, but a very deserving Final Four here at the Peri Open. Okay, got a little straight. May elevate the cue here to draw the ball. He can handle a little angle on the 6 to move the cue ball to the 7. So I don't like going forward. I like digging on this a bit. Even if you overdraw, it's not going to be terrible. What an exciting time here in Vietnam. The Peri Open here, and of course about 200 players across the city practicing and getting warmed up for the Hanoi Open that starts tomorrow. Coverage begins at 11 a.m. here, Hanoi time.
Yeah, I believe the players are going to be in for a real treat here this week, not just with the conditions and the fact that we've got 2 tournaments back to back. I really believe the fans are going to show up and really make them feel like superstars.
Yeah, and over 300,000 American dollars on hand in those 2 events. I just can't wait for the fans. Just they've been so great here at the Peri Open, and what a beautiful place. But that venue over there, the size of it, I think the energy is going to be maybe like something we haven't seen before. Ranis now with his opponent to the table in both games, but couldn't finish him, and now 2-0 lead. Little recap of rack number 2 here.
Ghosters took the opening 2 racks over and out of the feature table, so that's 2-0 to Ghost over Raga.
James missed the one in his opening break. Did get another ball down, but then the kiss on the cue ball. Gave up ball in hand, so I don't think he's going to change much. He's broke the balls really well for the most part. That one he definitely hit too full, though. You could see how the cue ball reacted and the one. Yeah, way full. The heavy hit kind of pushed the one through those top two balls, end up short of the side. And even though a good shot, not an easy rack. He's got to make a nice shot on the one here to get in decent position on the two.
But for the third time, JJ, he's had the first chance.
Yeah, amazing, really. And I know he got to the final of that Sharks, right? But that was right there in his home country. Just wonder how much of this Final Four experience Feliciano has had.
Yeah, lost over in the Philippines to Sharks Nineball event to none other than our current US Open pool champion, Ko Ping Chung. Look at the big bridge from... Has he overcooked it? He has. Wow, okay. This has been a disaster start here from Feliciano.
Yeah, and you really kind of wonder, missing out on these opportunities here early. And, of course, James got a lot of work here in rack number 3 still, but how much more opportunity he's going to keep getting? Got to figure James is going to start to make balls on the break. Little difference here in the semis. The race has gotten a little longer. Race 11 now. I don't think James has a lot of worries. Just make sure no big mistake. Don't get elevated over a ball with the cue ball. Would you draw one rail into the 6 right here just to kind of hold the cue ball? I think it's okay. No, you don't want to bump balls too often, but this looks very natural and comfortable to me. Oh, he hit it thin. I don't know if he got there. Didn't dig on the cue ball much, and now a pretty big mistake.
Can he just swerve round it into the rail?
Well, I think the rail first is there for sure, but you know, a lot of times you have to hit that light, or is the cue ball really going? You go rail first, it definitely acts like a very thin hit on the pink, and it's going to be hard to hold for that gap on the 5 up the table. A little elevated. You can see he added the extension. He's going to have to really float this to be able to hold for that gap.
He could also go off the bottom rail, couldn't he? Just nestle onto the pink 4. As long as the 4 hits the rail or the cue ball, doesn't go past the green 6.
It's not a hard kick to go 2 rails also and clip the pink and kind of drag the cue ball across as the pink comes up the rail. I think that's what you're going to see him do. I think that's a better, let's say, you know, for the future of winning this game, I think the percentages lay with the kick shot better than the rail first. He's going to spin it, try and clip it. Just like that. Try and use the 8. So now Feliciano back with a good opportunity. May not be able to do a lot here. Fairly straight. May have to take a little longer shot on the 6 ball over on the side rail. Do like him going to look, even though I kind of think he knew what his shot's going to be here on the 5. But after a few mistakes, kind of slowing everything down a little bit, I think that's a good idea. Oh, wow. He stunned it, punched it forward.
It's a good pot. big wild cue action of Feliciano. Here comes the cue ball. This is going to end up perfect as well. Ghost is flying. He wins another rack. He leads Raga 3 racks to 0. And Feliciano finally wins a rack from the third time of asking.
And he's only had one break off, but it was a very good one. Should have really put him on the board in game one. That was a mistake there from James. Didn't dig into that cue ball. Maybe try to control it a little bit. And going into the green 6, or the attempt of going into the green 6.
Hard to believe this is a pool room when you look at that camera angle. It's only been open about 4 weeks. Really is a beautiful, beautiful pool room, and a lot of players have been saying it's one of the nicest places they've been.
Well, the one down. Don't think the cue ball's going to open for the blue, too. So we'll learn a little bit about Feliciano, what he thinks on the push out, maybe a little of his strategy. He was also cueing with a little bit of inside English as well. We talked about that yesterday. Tell you, a difficult push out. I'm not sure where he's going with it. He's coming down below the 2? Okay. I mean, you don't think he's going to go for the make with the jump. You would think maybe try and cut the 2 to his left. Try and go one rail and just put the cue ball on the bottom cushion. Take your chances.
Well, another chance gone. Not an easy chance, of course, but seemed to be a bit wild with the old jump cue.
Well, Feliciano can kind of make you a little nervous in the chair watching him. You know how we always have our bridge hand. There's always a finger that is kind of subconsciously moving a little bit. You watch his. There's quite a bit of movement.
Yeah, and clearly he's a very dangerous player. You can't get to the final of the Sharks event back in June, July, lose to Ko Pin Chung, and then here in another stacked field finds himself in another semi-final. So Feliciano has definitely got game. I think it's been great to see so many Filipino names that we've never seen, and we've never seen, the names. I think there was an 18-year-old young Filipino here who had a good win early in the tournament. So the future of Filipino pool seems very bright.
Maybe ended up a couple inches short of his mark, but should be able to hold for the 7 in the opposite side pocket. Gonna cheat the pocket here with inside, maybe? I don't think there's much worry other than a little bit of an awkward stretch. Play this many ways. Oh, this needs to slow down a bit.
Well, Aranis is not having much to do. It's been all about Feliciano. He's just gifting chances. Sometimes it goes this way at the start of a match.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why the players, they can play just really flawless one day and they'll be right out there practicing the next morning. It's just that type of sport. I thought he was in a bad position with the push out for Feliciano. It was just going to be difficult. Maybe entertain playing safe off of that jump instead of the make. And the only reason I say that is position was going to be very difficult to get, even if he did pocket the 2.
Another good thing is, of course, we've no shot clock here at the Peri Nineball Open, but these two players, well, these are two of the fastest players we have on the circuit.
Much better hit on the 1 there. He's going to come away with some type of cut on the 2 as well.
Yeah, can chop this ball in the corner. So the 7 ball will give Aranis something to think about. Rag has won a rack. He now trails Fedor Gorst 3-1, but at least Rag is off the board.
Yeah, and I think it's there. I mean, he could try to play into the 5 to hold. He can go between the 6 and 7 up and down the table for some type of cut. Doesn't need much on the 3 with the pink 4 over the top left corner. Hard to believe he'd play safe here, though. Yeah, I like that play. Take his chances on running into the 5 or the 6 and really opens everything up from here. Looks like he can just stop his ball on the 3. Take an angle on the 4 to come around the 7 for the 5 and really should open up for the rest of the rack and maybe a 3-game lead. A little bit of angle on the 3, so I don't know how well he can easily hold this. Don't think it's that much of a problem. Now, does he just roll this? Come one rail between the 6-7. Looks very easy. Got a lot of room for the purple.
Yeah, cue balls come good there. It means he doesn't have to go crazy moving the cue ball around the table. Everything sets up nicely here in rack 5. And we all know what Aranis is like. Once he starts getting them big leads, he really picks up his pace of play. He can run racks for fun, this boy. Don't worry about that.
And it looks like he may have fallen a little awkwardly straight. Maybe has to stun this to the side with the hair draw. Oh, no, he's okay. Yeah, and this is what I kind of felt like with those opportunities early. Maybe those opportunities get very limited for Feliciano, and James Aranis now to extend his lead.
What's Feliciano thinking, JJ? Sat in his chair. He's come here today, new start, first match of the day, the semi-finals. Big money at stake as well, $25,000 to the winner. And he's had chances in the opening three and made a mess of them. What does he think now?
Well, not knowing him very well, hard to pick out everything, but most of these players that do well in these types of tournaments have had these situations before, so probably may have had that situation in this event at the Peri Open. So just, you got to stay patient. Maybe recognize where the mistake was. I think that's a big part of knowing things about your game. And then just pray you get a shot sooner than later.
Well, he may get a shot very soon. Rag has won another rack, so he's coming back. Gorse led 3-0. Gorse now leads 3-2. Just kind of know today's going to be a special day. Whenever we get the best players meeting each other, there's always some kind of phenomenal performance or close match.
Yeah, this, for not having a real good shot, this is not bad. Again, the type of bank, if you want to go for it, that doesn't want to hang, wants to go or get away from the pocket. So a bit of a two-way shot. He can come up behind the 8 and 3 with the cue ball. Yeah, I got the full snooker and definitely a two-way shot there, trying to go aggressive with the bank, but just in case, a backdoor safety. I wonder if he can go by the 9. Yeah, that's where I would look to the bottom rail. I may try and make this. Another type of shot that really doesn't want to hang in the pocket. The problem is, can you get enough spin to grab off the bottom rail and really get at the blue 2?
All kind of problems here. You could see how much spin the cue ball had all the way down. Look at the cue ball here.
Yeah, narrowly going by the 9 as well. Oof. And I tell you, it's about all he had. I don't think he really had the side rail with the purple 5 there. So things starting to really have that domino effect for Feliciano.
Yeah, it's amazing when you miss the ball how close you can actually get to missing the ball. That replay from overhead really showed us. Also, don't be fooled. Aranis will just want to steamroll his opponent and get out of here, because 6 PM the final will be. And then I'm sure after that final, players will trek over to the other venue. It's about 40 minutes away from here. Myself and JJ have been over there this morning and back. Fantastic venue. Absolutely massive. All the crew putting the finishing touches. If you don't have a ticket, what are you thinking? Head over to matchroompool.com, get yourself a ticket, come and watch a great week of pool.
And Uranus, that again, the break seems to be getting better, so very dangerous waters for Feliciano at the moment.
Trying to get an update of the score on the other table. Just bear with me. (4-2) to Ghost. Yeah, I remember the shot you're talking about. And man, I've been watching ever since I met James. Of course, very easy guy to like all the Filipino players, but a player I paid attention to quite a bit. And man, I was so happy for him. They're at the World Cup, especially a guy that, you know, he pours his heart into it, plays a little nervous at times, and it's always fun to see those players get across the finish line. He came with some big shots. Of course, Chua came with time after time, but I think it was definitely a team effort and a win for the ages, really. All right, again, the break getting better, and with all the chances early that Feliciano has had and didn't capitalize, you kind of feel like he may be very, very limited in the chances going forward. May have to just kind of create his own chances one way or another. All right. Just got to get a little draw into the cue ball here. Really, when James is playing his best, and as he is now, these kind of shots seem very routine. Make draw back off the back rail. Oh no, you could pinch a bit over. That's okay. Fedor Ghost 5-2 up over Raga, so both matches. Tirana 6-1 now over Feliciano. It's now a race to 11. There's the break off. Another good break. Making the one in the side. One ball disappears again, and the 2-ball shot on the 3. 6-ball may have tied up. We'll take another look in a moment.
Yeah, but with the 4 and 5 near, you got to feel like he's going to be able to get at that 6-7. James a very smart player like all the greats, so if he doesn't like it, maybe a safety, maybe even a cross-corner bank. But sometimes, you know, you can get a big lead and maybe feel like you can afford a loose shot. I don't think that's going to be the case with James. I like falling just a little bit behind this 5 where you can come a couple cushions at the 6-7.
I thought the opening shot was a nice shot because the 3-ball was close to the rail. How many times have you lost the cue ball up towards the top of the table there?
Yeah, we certainly can't, you know, look past this lead and say that James is definitely winning this match. But if things continue, this doesn't do anything harmful for him at a 6 p.m. final, getting to knock in a lot of balls.
Yeah, and a big rest. I'm sure he'll get himself off, a bit of lunch, get himself on one of these scooters that fly around Vietnam. What was the stat somebody told us today, JJ, about the scooters? Can you remember?
Yeah, I think they said there are 20 million people in Vietnam, and there's 18 million scooters.
Yeah, that was it. That's a cool stat.
Yeah, time to buy a little stock in Honda.
Yeah, we experienced our first crash today on the roads in Hanoi.
Yeah, we didn't see anyone else have any problems. It just happened to be us about 5 minutes after you brought the topic up.
I know I'm not going to say anything like that again.
Yeah, like a good friend of mine, James Davis Jr., and a really, really good player from Texas, always talks about that law of attraction. Do you even go for this purple? Steep. It could get you in trouble. And it could get you a little funny on a safety, really. So you trying to dig this with inside English? The 6-7 combo, is that a playable? Oh, that's what I mean. Do you really even go for this right here at 6-1? Felt like it could cause a big mistake, and it certainly has. Now Feliciano's got to make a nice shot here and a good decision. Even though he's down 6-1, got to feel good about the breakout, but you got to make sure you get it done. Now, if you can get out and get on the board, it seems like the break shot could certainly bring him back into this match.
Yeah, he's going straight into both balls. Doesn't want to go in very hard. Wants to kind of just nestle it out. Oh, that's nice. Only got a little bit of an angle here. You can see why he's an exciting player to watch, can't you?
Yeah, I think he's the type that will keep you on the edge of your seat as a Nineball fan. Trying to remind me, there's a Filipino from a while back that he reminds me of, and kind of feel like he's mimicked his game over. It just hasn't hit me yet. Roland, right? He kind of has the same hand, Roland, and the way he holds the cue into the felt. I think that's Roland Garcia, I believe.
Okay, I'll take your word for it, JJ. But it's Michael Feliciano who wins rack 8, trails 6-2. He has the break. It's winner break. Needs to get something going.
Yeah, that shot from the 4 to the 5 is what kind of got James on the fence, and then didn't hit the 5 like he wanted, trying to just knock it in and get in a safety position. But now Feliciano back on the board. And again, he's broke the balls well. The couple times he's broke them, but he's got to follow it up.
Gorst is still 5-2 up. Raga's at the table. He's in a tricky spot though. Keep you posted on the other table. You can watch it online as well. Vietnam Billiards Promotion Facebook page. I also believe it's somewhere on YouTube. I don't have that answer for you. I do apologise. Oh, I believe we're having a quick time out, so I think me and JJ will just go and get a quick drink. We'll be back in a few minutes. There you can see the quarterfinal results. Aranas 10-9 over Ruiz. Fantastic match. Feliciano, Kyupo Cheng, former two-time world 9-ball runner-up. Gorst beat Fuche Wei 10-4, and Raga comes through a nail-biter against Niels Fine. Fine had a chance to get on the hill. Missed such an easy 4-ball. Raga got the job done. And there are your 4 semi-finalists. Both semi-finals are in action right now. Finals will be at 6 p.m. But don't be too worried, because there's more pool to come. Tomorrow, the Hanoi Open Pool Championship starts. 6 days of non-stop action. The first 4 days will be on Matchroom Pool YouTube channel, where myself, Jeremy Jones, Michael McMullen, Phil Yates will be talking through all the action. I'm sure there'll be plenty of stories, more drama unfolding. Feliciano to break, trailing 6 racks to 2.
Yeah, see a little shake of the head there, though. I mean, this isn't terrible. I mean, you're not going to go offensive, but you have a really good look at the 2. You got a chance to, get some control here in this game. And I think really after some of the mistakes he's made here early, I think he's got to feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, he's got to battle his way back here because a lot of this scoreline has been down to himself. As we said, opening chances in the first 3 racks.
Oh, really nice strike. He may not get the snooker, but he was in a tough spot. Thought he was going to get the bump on the 9 there, really. But it's a big shot here for Feliciano.
Made a good pot. Here comes the cue ball. This is okay. You can draw this off the side rail and back out. Purple 5 is over the side pocket. The green 6 is near that ball. This is a good chance.
Yeah, very good. He's made balls every break. He's had chances. Now he can maybe start to forget about those mistakes now that he's knocked a few in. Looking to get another game on the board.
It's the same score line on the other table. Ghost leads 6-2 over Raga. Feliciano does not need a shot clock at any given time in any pool match. He just sees the shot, gets down, pulls the trigger, 6-3 down. He will have the break in the next. Ghost is breaking on the other table. Breaking very well. He's got a shot at the 2 ball. He's 6-2 up over there. I'll tell you something, the winner of this tournament will go over to Hanoi as the champion, of course, and come tomorrow they're going to be feeling good about the game. And it's amazing how many times you win a pool tournament and then you just always seem to go deep in the next few. You kind of go on that little bit of a run.
Definitely a sport that runs in trends, it seems. But he does break the ball so well. Of course, that's partly what's gotten him, I'm sure, into this semifinal. And now a chance, kind of long and straight on the blue 2, and the 3's kind of tied up with the 9 and 8. Probably a safety on the red 3, but still to keep control. Yeah, wow, got a lot out of that. So he's actually gotten himself in a pretty good position to take on the bank. I don't think he will. Can't really work the cue ball much. I think he's looking at where he wants to place the red 3 as he tucks the cue ball behind the 9, maybe a little bit behind the 8. He's close enough to it now he can really control both the speed of the cue ball and the object ball. Just going to cut it and kind of kill. Maybe go into the 8 to hold.
That's okay. Ball in hand, Feliciano had a lot of chances early on. Then he's had to fade a bit of a deficit, but if he can win this rack, 6-4 with the break, he's back in this game. All he needs is an angle on the green 6 to play it in the side, the left side pocket that is. That means he can just float down for the 7. Could also play the combo 7 onto 8, but there's no real need to do that. Suppose it all depends on where the cue ball finishes here. And that looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, really good. Actually, the combo's easier to deal with than trying to play a little short side position.
Yeah, that overhead, I agree. You can come back out and play the combo. That's why he does. Do you know, JJ, over in the Philippines, if they have coaches? I know you do a lot of coaching in the States. Is it a thing over there?
I think it's more like old school. I think it's more like old school America, where you really learn from another great player. You know, they have a lot of sparring. You know, whether it be cheap kind of action and something that makes you pay attention while you're learning a little bit. And I think more now, though, if you watch the younger players, like I said, you see the technique better, a little more simple, not quite so pumpy, not so wasted motions, you might say. I think the main thing, whether it be an actual, quote-unquote coach, I think the younger generation of Filipino players and the people around it have realized that technique makes a huge difference. And so they're more conscious of it now. Efren's had interviews to where he said, I wish I would have had a little more stronger understanding of how important technique and the structure of your stroke is and whatnot.
Yeah, I asked because obviously when you see Feliciano play, he's got these quirky little movements and very unique style on the pool table. So I just seem to get the impression over there they grab a cue and they just go the pool hall and they just play.
Well, until you know better, I mean, you're going to look at players that play great, of course the dedication and the great mind, but, and you're not going to think that they're doing something, I wouldn't say bad, but maybe something that could be done better, And I think, again, you can get fooled with any Asian culture their age. I think you can get fooled, and I think Feliciano, even though not the name we've known forever, but I think he's definitely a veteran and somewhere around his late to mid-30s, maybe even 40.
Yeah, and he's looking good here. He had a nice split here. All the balls were okay. The 8's over the side pocket, so there's no drama from the 8 to the 9. This should really be 6-5. Still got to do the job. Control the cue ball. Make sure you don't do anything silly.
Yeah, 9 balls, and it's just an amazing sport that you just never know what you're going to see. Really limited mistakes from Moranis, but we talked about that 5 ball and what he was going to do with it once he got out of line. One big mistake, that scratch, ball in hand for Feliciano. Now we're going to really be in a ball game.
Yeah, and it's very much seesaw type of thing, because even though after this rack it looks like Aranas will still have the lead, 6-5 lead, Feliciano will have made Aranas think about things a little bit, because at one point James would have thought, well, this is going to be an easy semi-final. Now it's not. Six, 5 to Aranas. He's pulled it back. He's won 4 racks on the spin.
And it's kind of free-spirited technique or what, his stroke action, right? Kind of maybe plays with a player that can leave those mistakes behind a little easier and not worry so much.
Fedor Ghost is now 7-3 up, rather, not 6-3. He was 6-3. He's just made a combo. So Ghost 7, Raga 3. Nineball on the break. It's a golden one to tie the match up, 6-6. In the blink of an eye, he's won 5 racks to tie it up, JJ. What a semi-final this is turning out to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's broke the balls well, and now a big payoff with the golden break and a tied match. And we'll see when, and really kind of if, James gets back to the table, how he's feeling about things.
It's a very unusual golden break and all. It was a ball that come from near the corner pocket. Thin cut the 9 back into the other corner pocket. That was their route to the semi-finals. Feliciano, Kyopo Cheng beat himself at 10-6. James Aranas with an absolute classic in his quarter-final, 10-9 over Ruiz. Then at the bottom of the draw, Fedor Ghost beat Fu Che Wei 10-4. And Anton Raga beat Niels Feyen 10 racks to 8. Finals will be at 6 p.m. today, so there'll be a couple of hours break. Last break was a golden. Cue ball's going close to the 9, but he's got a shot on the 2.
Yeah, and the more I see Feliciano break the balls, the more it makes sense why he's in the semifinal. What a spread. He's got to make one nice shot here. Looks like he can go forward to get by the purple to come one rail into that gap between the 7 and 9. I think the thing here is get to that gap as quick as you can.
Oh, that went in a little bit thick. Just hit the jaw and fell in. Just doesn't want to fall straight on the 5. Got to get back down for the brown 7. Needs this to bounce. Looks like it's going to bounce.
No, things have looked very good since that scratch on the 5 ball from Moranis. I think it was it 6-1 at that point? I believe it was.
Very, very dangerous player, and he has shown us why in the last 25 minutes. Just because he plays so quick, that can scare the opponent.
Yeah, and we always talk about the younger players, right? And of course, Feliciano, still very capable, and, aggressive, and obviously has all the shots. But to get to a final like that Sharks event, no matter the age really, or what part of your career you're in, it certainly give you a ton of confidence moving forward.
Fedor's won another rack over there. That's now 8-3. Race to 11. Just 3 more needed for Fedor. Oh, the cue ball at the point.
Yeah, I thought it may bounce up to really give him a nice look at a cross-corner bank on the 2, which I believe he would have attacked that, but this overhead may show us that's a bit thin. So we should see Aranis to the table. I'm not sure what kind of look he'll have. Ooh, the 6-9 got very ugly near the racking part of the table. Edge this, Carl, and just come over.
Seems very easy, yeah, that safety. Don't see why he won't play that shot. Yeah, it looks like he's got that.
I'll tell you, I don't know. Is he going to jump this? I know these players don't fear getting over the ball, But it's the type of jump. You may accidentally open the 6-9 here. I may have to kick at this, I'll tell you. But the 6-9's so ugly. Well, there you go. What do I know?
That's why you sat next to me, JJ. What a jump bank that was.
Yeah, held the cue ball nicely. Got it down quickly as well. Now, long, big 3 ball here for Aranis.
This is the level of pool you need to produce. Tough opening pot here, though. Long pot, rather. Needs to bear down. Oh, he's missed it by some way, JJ. Where's the cue ball as well? That needs to hold up. Oh, that is disaster. After such a great jump shot there, to miss that by some way. Just kind of threw his cue through the left side of the cue ball.
Yeah, and it's amazing. It's been limited mistakes for Aranis, but they really have been an alarm clock for Feliciano, and he's woke up and he's played awesome since. Now, you comfortable enough to, if the 8 went there, I guess you could do something different, but I was going to say, can he do anything on the 3 to open the 6-9 and try and get on the pink somehow? It's not easy. I think he's got to avoid the 6-9 at the moment. But you don't want to be shooting the 5 and having to come down on the 6 and not really have a plan for it. So we'll see. And I'll tell you, he's gotten in a pretty decent position to come 2 rails at the 6-9. I think if he pockets the 5 cleanly to that upper right, I think he avoids the 8. I like the path at the 6-9 myself.
Oh, he's been unlucky there, hasn't he?
What about the 9? Little kiss shot on the 9 here.
Here we go. I believe he really fancied that shot as well. So he will be a little looks back to his chair. A tricky one. A little bit of awkward cueing. Maybe he can just get his cue stick flat on the rail and through to enough of the ball. That will make a big difference if he's not striking down on the white.
Great shot after making a few mistakes and really a ton of heat put on Aranis, just kind of from nowhere also, and that can always be a little jarring.
We are tied at 7s, race to 11, so effectively just a short race to 4 now. This is what can happen when you've not had a break for ages. You just lose that timing on the break shot, maybe a little bit of the aim.
Well, we saw a couple misses, but I think that's the only struggles he's really had. Wow, look at the one hang. What a tale of 2 matches from the beginning to the middle and now heading towards the end.
Here he goes again.
You can see a little grimace on the face, but really shouldn't be too much of an issue. You can afford a little bit of a bump on the 8. 7 off the rail, plenty here.
Another super fast run out from Feliciano. He does not hang about at the table. 8-7.
he's missed the one on the side. That's been a rarity. Did he get another ball down? Yes, the 7, the brown 7, but snookered. Cue ball near the rail. Very difficult blue 2. Not sure where you roll out here. You want to roll out up the rail kind of straight on the 1? Is that possible, Carl? I guess the 2-8's too playable for that. I guess by the green 6, leave the right edge of the 1.
Okay, so it's the right edge of the 1. He's left. Aranas is going to have the option. Started at 2 o'clock. We've been playing 1 hour 17 minutes. So it's been a very fast-paced match.
Yeah, these two won't have any problem in the later stages of the Hanoi Open if fortunate enough to get there. And I say fortunate enough, just so many great players attending. That does start tomorrow at 11 a.m. Hanoi time. Queuing down on the ball, so there's nice. The tip's starting to raise a little bit. Yeah, nice shot. Watch out for the cue ball in the lower left corner. Needs to slow down a bit. It's going to actually get in the gap for a look at the 1, I believe, anyways. It seems like James is always involved in the close matches, huh? No matter the case.
Yeah, 6-1 up in this match. Oh, he missed the ball. I think he missed the ball there. Yeah, ball in hand for James. Put the ball anywhere you want.
Yeah. Just watching that last stroke, I was thinking about a player maybe he kind of, maybe it's me or more of Lee Van. He's kind of similar with the long bridge, a little choked up in the back arm. Is he coming down for the bank on the blue 2? Does the 2 go on the side easily? The 3's going to be difficult unless he gets just right on this blue 2 because the black is not going to allow a ton of movement. And you got to believe going the small angle into the side, you don't want to shoot the 2 with a lot of speed.
Yeah, Anton Rager on the other tables making a small comeback. That's now 8-5 to Ghost. Far too wide. At least he's got away with one.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I don't know if the first decision to shoot the 1 and get in that position on the 2 is really, percentage-wise, had much future. It was difficult, though.
got the hook, but can he get the cue ball in between the pink and the 8 ball? Took him off that side rail.
Alright, a few tactical exchanges here. This looks pretty good to get behind the 3. Maybe a little more speed needed.
Yeah, the window is open. He's left that little gap. It's actually not easy playing safe on a pool table. I learnt that as I got older, even more so when I started commentating. Sometimes the players are just forced into playing 1 or 2 shots every visit, and it's like this time now. It's not easy to get the ball jammed. Look how slow he's got to play it. Here we go. It's going to creep out.
And I'll tell you, maybe cuttable. With a pretty open top of the table, trying to get on the red 3. I think the cue ball just a hair off the rail. He definitely shoots at this. Looks like the cue ball's frozen though, so if he elects the safety, you can't really question it. Similar to his last. Bank the 2 underneath the pink 4 and the 9. I think he's shooting though. Oh, he went for the bank. Look at this. Got a little clip off the 6. Opened up the pink a little more. A little awkward here. He's got to shoot a gap, it looks like, between the 9 and 6 for position on the 4. Man, this match has turned around.
JJ, look at this for a shot he's played here. That was amazing.
Yeah, really unloaded. And I tell you, the player that can play the least amount of stress in these big tournaments, play a little more like a practice session. It doesn't have to be what you would call the absolute best player in the world. Obviously a great player, but that's worth so much. The player that can kind of play loose. And James is, a player that gets nervous, but he ends up usually getting in that position after a few games. All right. Now 2-game lead and 2 games away from the Peri Open final for Feliciano. Look at this little shave off the green 6. And timely it was. Really nice effort on the 3. And just cleaned up the rack from there.
Fedor's now on 9 racks. Raga's on 5, so he leads by 4. And their match is going along quite fast as well. We're just coming up to 1 hour 30 minutes of play. There's been matches over 3 hours on the World Nineball Tour Race to 9.
I'll tell you, he's been great on the break-off so far. And it's always a nice feeling when you see the lowest valued ball roaming up the table by itself. You know you're going to get some kind of look, and this look should take him to the heel. You can't overlook the work that still needs done. And rack number 17, but it's certainly there.
Ooh, went in a little thick off the back rail.
Yeah, he's pretty happy that one's down. It wasn't the most clean struck ball there, but in a great position. It was the draw stroke that got him out of line in that first game. He overdrew the ball, and things kind of got a little sideways from there, and now he's underdrew it a little bit. He's going to have to make a touchy one. Position is natural. The 8 and, of course, the 9 near the lower corner. So all about this brown 7.
After the edgy start, I think he's played really strong.
Yeah, no, we always talk about the players that just seem like they're not stressing out there, and for the most part, Feliciano's been that way for the last hour.
6-1 down he was in this semi-final. He now leads 10-7. He's on the hill. Also on the hill, Fedor Ghost. We are zoning in on a Feliciano Ghost final here. Can Aranas do something about that? He's going to need to win the last 4 racks. Raga needs the last 6. Does he get a shot on the 1?
Not a direct look. I think the rail first is there. He's a little awkward queuing. May have to swerve into the rail first a bit, but I think very makeable ball. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of 2-ball there. Push out is going to be difficult.
Is the 3-rail kick there? I know it's crazy, but I mean, it's a pretty big ball where the one lays. I think the 3-rail kick between the 5-9 with the cue ball off the second rail is there. I know it's not a shot you want to shoot very often, but if you don't like the swerve, you're definitely not pushing out very often. I think this is doable, really. He just may not be able to hit it hard enough to get around for shape. Of course, it's all about what you're comfortable with. Key is here again the speed. You have to allow the bend to take, give it time to do so. Oh, he went into the 2 big time. So Aranis with ball in hand, and it was really a big ball in hand that got Feliciano started at 6-1. Got to go a little bit to make things comfortable. Now drawing underneath, maybe a little touchy, to say the least. The stunning over should be fine between the 7 and 8. Getting over just a little past the 9 for a little cut shot on the purple. Should be comfortable enough to go to the second rail, coming between the 7 and 8 if he wants. Nice shot. So again, Aranis only trailing by 3 games at 10-7 in this first 11. Looks like he can hold for the corner if he wants. So if he goes forward for the side, just got to pay attention to it, make sure the 9 doesn't get involved. I like this right here. Don't pass position for just a little better position. So Aranis back on the board. Just got to get that break going, though. Doesn't seem like he really mishits the rack very often. He's had one this this set that was a pretty thick hit on the one, but for the most part, just sometimes gets a dry break, and that's just part of it. Ten to 8 in the semifinal. Really just a beautiful, beautiful pool room here. It's hosting the Peri Nineball Open. Staff's incredible. All the fans have been even better. Yeah, it just hasn't been the break we're used to seeing. Is he going to get a ball down anyways? And now a big opportunity for Feliciano, and heard some cheers from maybe the side table. Looks like maybe we have a victor in that match.
Yeah, I just went and had a quick nosy, JJ. That's where I vanished to. Fedor Gorsty's through to the final, to the delight of the crowd here. They are packed around our other pool table. Fedor is a huge fan favourite here.
Oh, it looked like maybe a problem, the one falling after the 6, but the 2-9 kiss shot looks on. We have another one of our finalists in just a moment. Looks just really natural. See the referee on top of this hit. I don't think he really even has to draw the ball off the 2 to get into the 9. Maybe. This camera angle tells me that it's a difficult kiss shot, but that overhead made me think it was very playable. So we're not going to have 2 Filipino players in the finals, but still an incredible showing. Yeah, there you go.
What a shot from Michael Feliciano to book his place into the final. Looks very relaxed about that, JJ, but overall he must be delighted with that performance.
Yeah, absolutely. And just wonder, you know, as great as he's played here, and of course of recent great results, why haven't we seen more of him before?
Maybe opportunity, JJ.
Yeah, well, you know, the Filipino player, you know, can't always go to all the events. They try to send as many as they can, and just so many great players, I guess some miss out.
There's confirmation. Feliciano is our second finalist. He will play Fedor Gorst at 6 p.m. Do not miss it. We shall see you there. Me and JJ will talk you through the final. Gorst versus Feliciano.
Xin chào quý vị và các bạn. Vậy là chúng ta vừa được chứng kiến một trận đấu vô cùng kịch tính. James Aranas, người mà hôm qua chúng tôi đã được đứng đây để phỏng vấn với một màn lội ngược dòng kịch tính, thì ngày hôm nay anh lại trở thành nạn nhân của một cuộc lội ngược dòng khác. Và Michael Feliciano đã có một phần chiến thắng tuyệt vời với tỷ số 11-8 để đặt chân vào trận chung kết. Ở phía bên kia, trận đấu thứ hai diễn ra giữa Federer và Anthony Raga, thì Anthony Raga không có quá nhiều cơ hội để thể hiện và Federer đã có một màn trình diễn tuyệt vời với chiến thắng 11-5. Vậy là chúng ta sẽ có trận chung kết diễn ra giữa Federer và Feliciano vào 18 giờ tối ngày hôm nay. Vì vậy, mời quý vị và các bạn hãy quan tâm theo dõi. Chúng ta sẽ gặp lại nhau vào 18 giờ ngày hôm nay. Cảm ơn quý vị và các bạn.
Peri Open, giải đấu đẳng cấp quốc tế tại Việt Nam. Tổng giải thưởng hơn 104.000 đô la Mỹ với 128 cầu thủ, trong đó có những cầu thủ hàng đầu bảng xếp hạng Nineball Tour. Giải đấu ranking thuộc Matchroom với những diễn biến kịch tính, khó lường. Từ mùng 5 tháng 10 đến mùng 9 tháng 10 tại Peri Pool Arena, Việt Nam. Trực tiếp trên VTV Cup, web thể thao và Việt Nam Billiard Promotion.